What's up, Leo, with your April love general reading. This is for my lovely Leos, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is a general reading and may not resonate with every Leo out there. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what messages we have for you for the month of April for Leos. Okay, so we have 5 of Coins, 3 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Swords reverse, 4 of Swords, Death in reverse, and 3 of Coins reverse. Okay. So the thing that's changing the most for you is that you're seeing things clearly. And like we were talking about, the creative energy is really, really flowing for you. And you seem to be in flow with it. So there is kind of this energy of you just effortlessly moving through something that may have at one time seemed really challenging to you. I think especially if you felt lost sometimes, or if you felt overwhelmed by the choices or the options, it just feels like confusion to me is what this energy that your future self is referencing, that there might have been some confusion at one time. For one reason or another, but this is showing me the energy of your future self feeling very connected to source energy. So it's like creative ideas are flowing to you, bursts of inspiration are flowing to you. Even the ability to tune into and to tap into thoughts and feelings and emotions of other people seems to be coming to you more easily. So this is like you being laser focused. I feel like the time of implementation is shortening for you going forward too. So it's like you get an idea and then boom, you're taking action on it right away. You feel equipped, you feel ready to take action right away, right after you've received that insight. I feel like going forward, you're able to see a clear path from where you are to where you want to be, and you focus right in on that target. So this feels to me too like your passions are a part of your everyday experience, like you hit the target in some way. You're able to bring these areas of your life that you were maybe at one point wishing for, hoping for. It seems like these areas of your life are now a part of your everyday experience. Your future self is letting you know that those things that felt really distant, they might have even felt like far off fantasies to you, like something that would never happen for you. It seems like it's a part of your everyday life. This could be working at a place that you really enjoy, or doing the work that you really enjoy. It could be something that you at one time had to try to find little bits of time to do, little bits of time to work into your life. And at this point, whatever this point is, your future self is kind of communicating with us from. They're showing us that this thing, or for some of you, it's a person, is now a part of your everyday experience. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a passion or an interest, which of course could extend to a person that you're able to pursue or you're able to engage in on a more everyday basis. Also, to me, this is about being kind of overflowing with creativity. Like those creative ideas are flowing in sort of an endless way, sort of like an endless stream. But you're actually able to implement these new ideas rather than just think about them or just dream about them. Yeah, this is also a message about a big lesson that you have learned. So this future version of yourself has already learned this lesson. And I think that the lesson here is that ideas have to be expressed. So your future self is telling you that it's really important for you to act on any insight or inspiration that you have, even if that insight or inspiration does not bring you to your ultimate goal. It's almost like you have to, this might sound odd, so I hope this makes sense. It's almost like What your future self wants you to know is that you have to water the seed that you have in your possession at this time. And then you'll get the next seed, and then the next, and then the next. That's kind of the message that's coming through. So don't let an idea wither on the vine, so to speak. Follow it through because it might lead you to that next step. It's almost like if the universe said, meet me at the bus station, and you got the message, like you were aware, you heard, okay, the universe says meet me at the bus station, but you're like, nah, I don't really want to go to the bus station. I mean, there's nothing for me there. I have no reason to go to the bus station. I don't even know where the bus station is, maybe, and I don't really feel like that's necessary for me. Or maybe the bus station, please just go with me. This is a little bit of an odd metaphor, but maybe the bus station, something about the bus station kind of scares you. Maybe it's far away, maybe it's in an area of town that you don't like to travel to. So you determined that you would rather avoid the bus station. Little did you know the universe was hanging out at the bus station waiting to give you the next bit of insight or those next instructions, waiting to hand you over the blueprints to that next idea. So your future self is saying follow through with what you have in your possession right now. So if the only information you have is go to the bus station or write that down, write that thing, or go to this place, talk to that person, and you can't even see where that might possibly lead or how that's tied to this overall picture that you have. Like to you, it might seem completely unrelated. The message is follow it through. If the instructions were clear enough for you to receive them, follow it through because you never know where it might lead. So that's what's changing the most for you. It feels almost like you're in constant communication, constant communion with spirit. You're really receiving a lot of creative ideas. The key is to implement any of these creative ideas that you have, even if you don't see the end goal right away. I feel like the number 5 is significant for a lot of you. And that was sort of an intuitive feeling, but we have this number 5 showing up again, and we have the energy of 5 with the starfish. So this Anna card is about laying foundations. It's about following through with the divine plan. And that's what your future self is encouraging you to do. Follow through, see it through, see what happens. And remember, this future version of you is on the other side of this. So if there's something that you maybe had a little bit of a struggle keeping your belief in or holding on to your faith about, this is really an encouraging message for you because this is a future version of yourself saying that this has all kind of tied together for you. That version of you has more information than you do at this moment in time. And that version of yourself is telling you that dreams beyond your wildest expectations are possible with this endless possibilities card. You never know where like one seemingly random decision to follow the thing that's calling to you may lead. It really is you. This version of you is pointing out change over and over and over again. I see themes of change here repeatedly. So I think that you will be going through a lot of changes and transformations. It looks to me like it's directly in the areas that you would like to improve, or it's something you've already identified as a really important piece of the puzzle that you want to pull into your life and into your experience. It just seems to me like there might even be a change that you're wishing would happen for you. So the fact that change is being highlighted so much, I think that that's kind of a little bit of an indication like that change happened. That change in you did occur, if that's what this is about for you. I feel like for a lot of you, this is change that you've struggled to imagine how it would happen. Like how the pieces will fall into place for you, or how it will grow you, or who you will be able to transform into. But with this endless possibilities card, the mantra for this, I feel like the mantra for this whole reading is like, anything's possible, anything's possible, anything's possible. That I wonder if you guys are struggling with belief in a certain area of your life, because I just feel like that's so important. Anything is possible. This beauty ritual card actually talks about being beautiful inside and out. So to me, this is speaking about trust. It's speaking about belief and confidence, trusting yourself, trusting your gut, trusting that the feeling that you have or the thing that's pulling to you is there for a reason. Because this kind of energy for me highlights unique qualities. And how those special things about you, even if they seem weird sometimes, how those special things about you are going to be a huge part of how you grow and develop. So to me, this is like highlighting your uniqueness and kind of pointing to the fact that with those unique qualities, with those things that make you who you are, uniquely you, like no one else is like you, the possibilities are endless for you. Yeah. There may be something specifically related to beauty that's relevant to you, number one, or something that you want to pursue related to beauty, fashion. This can even be like artistic expression. The fact that this card's coming up as beauty ritual, if this is about an artistic expression, to me, this is about creating a ritual, creating that time, really plugging away at something, like putting the work in. And I think that for you, kind of tying these messages together, I think what that's saying is, as you're receiving these bursts of inspiration, these downloads, these creative ideas, to really schedule a time, to make the time, to implement this time for expression of these ideas. Because the idea of ritual to me seems like something that's recurring, something that I want to say like something that never fails. Like if you like let's say every whatever day of the week you do this thing, it's a ritual. So it seems like this is something that your future self wants you to devote yourself to put it on the calendar, to schedule that time, to really make it a focus for you. But there's really a focus here on both inner and outer beauty. So developing and embracing all aspects of yourself, I think, is going to be important to make these changes, to solidify these changes for you. Let's look at some tarot. Okay. Powerful energy, really beautiful energy. This King of Wands energy shows you pursuing your passions intently and I want to say intensely. It's like you're very devoted, you're very determined, and the intensity of your drive is unmatched. So even if you've been like in a little bit of a slump, a little bit of a lull, I feel like your future self is coming through to tell you that that is going to pass, that this slump is going to pass. Maybe you haven't been feeling as inspired. I feel like for some of you, writing might be important. And it could be almost like you're hitting some sort of block, like a writer's block type of energy. This doesn't have to be writing, because that energy of writer's block can transfer over into any creative project. It can even speak to me of relationships that feel blocked or feel stagnant. With this Lover's card here, this could really be about a connection or a relationship that your future self wants you to realize you're about to hit the bullseye on. Like you're about to really bring this in a way that you may have given up a little bit. You may have at times thought that this wasn't possible for you. But yes, this feels like really pursuing something and being so laser focused and being so inspired. I feel like the only bit of, I don't even want to call it a warning, but it's like, I feel like because this is coming from you, it's like coming from your higher self. I feel like your higher self might know that you can fall into the trap of not implementing sometimes. And your future self wants you to know, like, follow through on all of those ideas. This laser focus is so important, and to not become overwhelmed by the inspiration that you're receiving, because that inspiration is there not to overwhelm you. It's there to inspire you, and it is meant to be followed through on. It's meant to be acted out. I feel like that's how I want to put it. It's not meant to stay as a thought in your head. It's meant to be expressed and acted out. I feel like there was something else. Oh, yes. Even if some of these beginning steps that you take, if they feel very foundational, like we were talking about with this card, they feel like they're not the big thing. They're not the big move. They are just a little step that you might not even feel inclined to take, because your future self is highlighting this energy of laying foundations. This is, to me, speaking of foundations that you may have already laid, and also speaking of future foundations that you may go on to lay that you don't realize that you're laying. I feel like that's part of the message here, and part of the mystery here is that you might not realize that these steps that you're taking are a part of the bigger picture. So, I feel like a lot of you have already put some of these things in place, and I'm getting like this pat on the back feeling from your future self. It's like you have laid the groundwork for some of these ideas, or some of this, whatever this is, this inspiration or this newness to come into your life. You may or may not realize that you have actually already laid this groundwork. This can be little tasks that you've done that you thought, like, that was pointless. That didn't go anywhere. You may have even started something, like maybe you started building something, or you started, you laid the groundwork for, like you started a website. Let's say you laid the groundwork for it. You did the research you needed to do to figure out how to get the thing set up. You picked a name for it. You got it set up, but you didn't actually put anything on the page. It's like those types of actions that you took are going to circle back and turn out to be this beautiful foundation that you laid for yourself to be able to build upon. So as these new ideas are coming in, I feel like you're going to find yourself going, oh, I've already done that. Like you didn't realize at the time that that was going to be important, but I've already done that. Or, oh, I had that idea back then and I didn't know what to do with it. Now I know how to implement it. So there's been foundational work done here. I'm also seeing that this future version of yourself has a lot of messages for you about choices. With the Lovers card and the Two of Wands, a lot of messages about choices are coming through. And the message seems to be to make your choice and then to pursue that with the strength and the vitality of the King of Wands. So this is kind of a decisive energy, but I feel like for a lot of you, you've already made this choice. If there's any hesitation after the choice has been made, your future self is saying, do not hesitate. Once that choice has been made, once the direction is clear, go for it. Give it every single thing that you've got, because it's like it's leading you somewhere, even though you don't see it right now. Yes, definitely. There's groundwork that has been built, or that is being built, that it's making something in your life better and stronger. Something feels very authentic to who you are. So probably this day-to-day life that you're living feels very authentic to who you are. Part of that comes from honoring the things that do make you different, like we were talking about with beauty ritual. Honor the things that make you stand out, because like we were saying before, these are the things that are going to be your ticket. I feel like a lot of you, there's something you want to create, there's something you want to build, and your unique qualities are your ticket. I am also getting messages about your love life in this, which is so funny. It's funny how often this comes up when I'm not, it's not really the question necessarily, but there's definitely for you, number one, messages about your love life. I feel like your future self does not want you to worry about your love life. There's some very beautiful energy in terms of welcoming in new love. And this can also talk about choosing someone or someone choosing you, this type of energy that I'm feeling. But it feels like even in terms of love, you're going to be taking a very active role in making decisions for your life. This shows me a picture of you in the driver's seat. It shows me a picture of you right at the center of everything that's happening in your life. So you're in control and you're making choices rather than waiting for results. You're creating the results. I feel like that's really, really, really powerful energy. And I think that that's something that a lot of you may have felt yourself stepping into, this place of making choices rather than just waiting to see what happens, waiting to see what will unfold. I feel like if you were in a place at one time where you would more wait to see what happens, it's like that energy got stale to you, that energy got old. It didn't feel like you were able to harness and experience and express everything you wanted to in that energy. So you really have put yourself in the driver's seat. That's more foundational work, because once you're in the driver's seat, you're not coming out of the driver's seat. You're going to stay there. You're going to be in charge of kind of where this goes. I feel like there's so many messages coming through. Like we have that bus station example that came out of nowhere. Now we're talking driver's seat, and we were talking about a ticket, which was making me think about a bus ticket. I feel I already felt like travel might be important to some of you, but with all of that imagery, as I'm kind of putting it back together, I'm like, you're going somewhere. This might be literal travel, but it also could just be about your journey and like how far you're going, how far you've come. You're doing big things, number one. You're doing big things. And I think at some times it may have felt like these big things are really far off. Maybe these big things will never happen. They're still in the works. And a lot of what has already taken place is foundational work for these things that are going to happen. So your future self is encouraging you to stay on it. I feel like also letting you know that it's very important to live out these inspirations. Let them come to light. Let them give them breath. Is kind of how I want to say that. Breathe life into these inspirations. Don't let them wither on the vine, because they're going to lead you somewhere. They are your ticket. They're your bus ticket, your plane ticket, or whatever it is for you. Those inspirations are your ticket. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, if any of these messages resonated with you, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again really soon in another reading. Bye. Hi, number 2, if you were drawn to the High Priestess card and this owl charm, this is going to be your reading. We are going to be getting messages from your future self. Before we start the reading, I really wanted to just kind of talk to you a bit about some of the messages that are coming through just as I'm meditating on the card and charm that you selected. So I feel like for those of you who have been exploring your ability to manifest or to create some sort of deliberate and desired change in your life, this is a message from your future self that indicates success with that. It can even indicate mastery over your ability to manifest and create desired outcomes in your life in general. So if manifestation has been kind of on your radar, this will be confirmation for you that you do develop a level of mastery with this. You do get to a point where you feel like you are a pro when it comes to manifestation. I think that for some of you, you may not even like see yourself as this manifester yet. So this is kind of an indication that your future self wants you to know that this is a direction for you to move in. It might even be something for you to look into, your ability to manifest. I'm hearing, okay, I'm trying to decipher that. I'm actually hearing that for some of you that haven't been quite sure about your ability to manifest or don't think that much about manifestation, for you to look into what you have already manifested is what your future self is saying. Because I think there must be kind of a feeling of like some people think that they're manifesting or they're not manifesting. but we're actually always manifesting. So maybe if there's a lack of belief in this area, your future self is calling this to your attention and saying, maybe take a look at what has already been manifested in your life so that you can get an idea of how you create and how you have been creating in your life. I feel like this high priestess energy, in addition to being extremely intuitive, which we'll get to in a minute, is also showing me that you've managed to step into this role of deliberate creator. For those of you familiar with the tarot, you'll know that the High Priestess is the second card in the Major Arcana, and well, it's number 2. It's actually the third card, but it comes right after the Magician. So oddly enough, I'm getting a lot of energy and a lot of messages about the Magician. And I feel like this is a stage that you have already passed, you've already crossed, or it's something that you were working towards. So this idea of deliberate creator is likely an idea you've already played with. It's like you are graduating into this high priestess energy. It kind of seems like because of that, because of this this realization that you are a deliberate creator, I'm kind of getting the energy that it seems like your spiritual enlightenment has shot through the roof. Your future self is highly connected, in sync, in tune. This might even be something that you're already experiencing. This would show me if you're already experiencing this heightened level of intuition or this heightened level of spiritual connection, that this only gets stronger over time, because I feel like this future version of yourself is coming through like almost with this energy of like, whoa. It feels almost like your future self wants to tell you something like, whoa, you wouldn't believe the experiences that we've had, or like what we've seen, or whatever it is. I feel like I'm getting that kind of sense. This version of yourself in the future has really, really learned to listen to that inner voice without question. I feel like some of you might not be quite there yet. Like if you have an intuitive hit, you're still kind of like, did I hear that right? Am I making that up? Am I only thinking that because I heard somebody say that thing, or I saw that on a show, or whatever it is? Like there's still a little bit of a question. I feel like this future version of yourself has experienced so much that it's like you no longer question it. When you get that intuitive feeling, when you get that knowing, you are able to believe it. It's almost like it's just as clear to you as if you were having a conversation with your friend. Like if your friend was sitting right in front of you, talking to you and telling you things, you wouldn't question what was coming out of their mouth because you're right there, you're hearing it, you're present. I feel like your intuition reaches that level where there is no questioning it. I feel like this version of you is even highlighting instances where you were about to seize opportunities or where big doors open for you, just because you were tapped into and following your inner guidance. So they're almost showing me, this is really interesting. They're almost showing me that step right before it happens. So that's kind of why the message is coming through like that, like you were about to seize an opportunity. I'm seeing you right almost at the door, like you are about to walk through that door to receive your blessing, to seize that opportunity because of an intuitive knowing. But they're showing me just you right at that doorway. Really, really interesting. That might have something to do with you being right on the cusp of something, or it's almost giving me kind of vibes from the High Priestess card. Maybe that's where it's coming from. Like the veil that's behind the High Priestess, that's kind of like the veil to the spirit world. It's the veil to knowledge. It's the veil to all of this wisdom that I feel like you're tapping into. And I just want to say, like, especially for this group, because you did have the High Priestess and this owl charm, these charms were selected at random and the cards were shuffled, so that it would really be like the message that you were meant to receive. So when these came out together, I thought like, whoa, like if there was one charm that I would put out here to describe the high priestess, it would be an owl charm. So I do feel like there's a real message about wisdom, about intuition, about knowledge, especially spiritual knowledge and enlightenment that is coming through for you. Um, what else? You're a very observant person, and your future self is asking you to turn that keen sense of observation inward, to continue to do that because the answers that you're searching for are going to be found within. This is a really important message that's coming through. They're going to be found within. This is about listening, but not with your physical ears. Wow, I kind of got chills with that one. Yeah. Not with your physical ears. For some of you, this is about developing a spiritual gift or diving deeper into your spirituality in general. I feel like clairvoyance and clairaudience is going to be significant to a lot of you. These might be gifts that you've already recognized in yourself or something that's going to unfold for you. If this is the first you're hearing of this, or the first little kind of clue that there are some psychic giftings, I would kind of keep that in your back pocket. Clairvoyance and clairaudience are being highlighted. So these might be your spiritual gifts. They might be something for you to look into. They might be something that naturally develop over time. I think most of all, your future self wants you to remember to trust your intuition. So we are going to put this off to the side and get into some oracle cards. And kind of see how that ties into the rest of the reading. I'm actually going to be looking at 2 different oracle decks and finding out what your future self wants to tell you is going to be changing the most for you. So what is going to change the most in your life? Number 2, what does your future self want you to know about the changes that you're going to be experiencing? Okay, we have Shakti, number 5. It's really funny that this card came out because the number 5 came up as something significant for group 1, and then you get number 5 here. Number 5, 5s are all about change. So this might be a number that you are seeing or experiencing synchronicities around or something like that. You might want to check out reading 1 because number 5 was significant, but I think that's really that's just kind of interesting. We've got change again. And I am asking, what's going to change the most? Your guides are like, change. So inflammative. Thank you. Let's get, I'm going to pull one more oracle card to kind of support that energy, maybe clarify that a little bit. We have key. Interesting. Okay, let's look at this. So what will change the most for you is that you will step into embodying more of your feminine energy. And this is true whether you identify as primarily masculine or primarily feminine. Everyone has some element of feminine energy inside of them, and that feminine energy is sort of our hub for creativity, for our compassion towards others and towards ourselves. So this is a lot about our receptivity and our ability to allow things to flow to us, even to allow things to flow through us, which again kind of speaks to that creativity, which seems to be a recurring theme in these readings. Like so far, creativity was a big thing that was highlighted in reading number 1, and it seems like it might be highlighted for you as well. So really interesting energy here. There's always kind of a playful energy with this Shakti card as well. This can indicate some kind of stress or some kind of strife in your life kind of fading away. It can be talking about a stressful situation going away, because the playful energy, it's very lighthearted. It's kind of that energy of like that deep breath you take after something has finally stopped, something has finally ended, or you've completed a long journey, you've completed a huge project, something like that. It's giving me that energy. It can also, I feel like Okay, let me back up a little bit. I feel like, given all that we've discussed in terms of the development of intuition and spiritual gifts, I kind of feel like your future self wants you to know um, that you're going to find the key that unlocks all of this for you, that unlocks your deeper connectedness, and that you will, um, that you're going to kind of like access this new level of intuition. I feel like there's a whole lot of self-confidence growing inside you, even right now. But as time goes on, it's like you start to have some of these new experiences, and the confidence really grows. You're finding the key to unlock more creativity, more belief in yourself and your creative abilities. Gosh, the thing about this is I feel like a lot of this is about manifestation for you. And I feel like your level of mastery when it comes to manifestation is being accentuated, it's being highlighted, and it's being celebrated by your future self, especially with this High Priestess card. It's like not only do you have more knowledge, but you have more ability. Almost like you used your ability to manifest, and then more doors were open to you. Like you kind of used this key and opened more doors in terms of wisdom, and in terms of um, knowing how to continue this manifestation. I feel like some of the actions that you are taking right now, or that you have taken, are what is opening this door to more wisdom and knowledge inside of you. It's a really interesting feeling. I feel like you're learning how to manifest effortlessly. Like your future self is saying that something is going to click for you, and it'll suddenly be like you have this key to your every desire. The key to your manifestation ability is found in this Shakti energy. That's so interesting, you guys. I'm trying to kind of decipher it. What's interesting about this energy is, like I was saying, your future self was showing me you right on the verge of something, or right about to step through a doorway or step behind a veil. So far, I have not received a clear image of you on the other side of that, or what that looks like. So I'm thinking that this energy of you being on the cusp, or this energy of you having the key, is really what your future self wants you to pay attention to. It's probably because once you step through that threshold, things are going to start unfolding and unlocking very easily for you, because I'm getting this feeling of effortless manifestation. So it's probably that it's going to become so effortless, that's why they're showing me this crucial part right when you are about to use this key. Um, I think what's important to understand about this Shakti energy, about this feminine energy, is that it's the energy of allowing, it's the energy of receiving. It's a very receptive, very flowy energy. It flows creatively, it flows. I feel like I'm having the hardest time explaining this, because it's really a feeling. So I hope that you can relate to the feeling. But I think what's important here is that the key to your manifestation is this feeling of just allowing. It's almost like, rather than pushing up against something, rather than trying to force something to happen, you fall into this effortless flow. So super interesting here. Okay. It seems like you will be bringing more feeling into the manifestation. I was just saying that it's more of a feeling, and I think that was key. I think I was supposed to pick up on something there. It's more of a feeling. It's almost like you're able to feel your manifestations before they fully actualize in the 3D. I'm getting so excited, you guys. I'm like tripping over my words. I need to take a deep breath, but it's like it feels like there's so much happening. Like once you step through this threshold, so much is going to unfold for you, and it's like it's getting me all amped up. um yes, feeling it is going to be key for you. um it's like you're feeling it as if you already have it. So like you're feeling it as if you already have that job, or as if you're already in that relationship, or you already have the money, or you've already closed on the house, or the business is already in motion. Whatever it is you want, you are stepping into an energy of feeling it before it's true in the 3D, but it's like it feels true to you already. And that is the key to your manifestation. Why do I feel like your future self is, first of all, you must be smart, smart as all get out, because I feel like I was going to say your future self is so smart, but it's you. So I think your future self here, when I asked what's going to change the most for you, I feel like your future self came through with instructions and an answer. I think for some of you, you may have already realized this method of feeling out your manifestations. And what's going to change is like just developing this ability. And this is going to be the thing that you're relying on to create in your life, create change, create what you want in your life. For others of you, you might not have known what that key was, what it was going to take for you to be able to bring things into your life the way you want. And your future self is like coming through big time. Like you have to feel it. You have to feel like it's true before it will happen. Whoa. Okay. Um, Yeah, it feels like you're learning to flow with things without a whole lot of strain. This is reminding me of the show Lock and Key. It's on Netflix. I don't know if any of you have watched it. I think I watched the first season of it, but I'm getting images um, of kind of like how the keys in that show work. So it's making me think of someone who has a key that can unlock a door, and behind that door is their manifestation. It feels like something that works every single time. Like the key unlocks the door, and behind the door is your manifestation over and over and over again. Um, and it's almost like at some point it feels like that to you. It feels like you have the key and you know exactly where the door is located. And anytime there's something you want to bring into your life, you go and you stick the key into the keyhole, the lock in the door, and you unlock it and you open it, and there it is. It's like it's that effortless for you. It's something that you're able, it's a process that you're able to apply over and over again. Um, I feel like you may have spent a fair amount of time searching for answers, and this is giving me the energy of those answers being found, not just once, but over and over again. Um, Even some of the answers that you've previously found, I feel like are starting to make sense to you, or your future self is telling you that that will make sense to you going forward. So don't forget it. Like if there, it's for some of you, it might be a dream that you've been trying to interpret and you couldn't quite figure it out. A sign or a synchronicity that you keep seeing and you can't quite figure it out. These things are going to start making sense to you. Um, You know what? This is so interesting, you guys. Your future self is either, I actually don't know. I don't know. This is your guides, your future self, some combination. What they're telling me now is you may have found the door before, but you didn't have the key. So it looks like your future self is letting you know that you will have all the pieces to the puzzle all at once going forward. You'll have all the pieces that you need. Um, you'll have the answer and you'll know what to do with it. Um, is how that's coming through. So yeah, I wonder about that. I feel like that was super key for you guys. That you may have found the door but didn't have the key. So there's something in your life, and it might be a few things that you feel like you've stumbled upon. You've almost been there. It has been so close, but you couldn't quite figure it out. Like, oh, here's the door. I found this door that was hidden for a long time. Here it is. But now that I found it, I can't open it. So this takes me back to this high priestess energy, and it makes me think that some of this wisdom and this knowledge that you are unlocking is going to be crucial there, and you're going to be able to travel back to a door that you had previously located, but this time step through it. I have chills. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going for oracle cards here. The ever unfolding road. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm so thrilled about this reading for you guys. I'm like, I feel hyped up. I just can't even wait to get the cards on the table and find out what else your future self has to tell you, because these messages are kind of intense. We have a tall tale, number 35. Try again. A lot is changing for you. One more card, and then we'll look at everything all at once. What other messages do you have? Tournament 2. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just dropped so many cards. Okay. Let's get one card. One card so we can be clear about this. Here we go. Okay. Oh my gosh, right back. Okay. So you have the ever unfolding rose, you have a tall tale, and you have this abundance planning. This abundance planning card is actually card 1 in this deck. We were talking about the energy of the magician being card 1 in the major arcana, and that being significant here. So I feel like that's connected. I feel like that's tied in. I feel like there's a lot of financial abundance that your future self wants to talk to you about. Well, okay. The ever unfolding rose always makes me think about your story, like the series of events that led you to a certain point in your life. Even the failures or the disappointments that taught you some really big lessons, your future self wants you to know that this is all part of your journey. So every experience is almost like being stored in a bank, which is funny that I say that, because I really think a lot of this has to do with financial independence, financial abundance for you. This could be a huge part of what you want to manifest. I think that you want to manifest a lot of things in your life, like you want to manifest in a lot of areas of your life. But I do think that a lot of times these financial areas can be a little bit of a hindrance to us, even if it's not our main focus. It can be something that's obviously important because we have to support ourselves. And sometimes in order to be able to pursue some of the other areas of life that we want to, it would just be helpful if we had that financial security. So I do think there's a message coming through for those of you where this is a bit of a theme for you. And this doesn't have to be the money itself. It can have to do with business or your job, your work, your career. It can have something to do with that. Your future self wants you to know that because these experiences are being stored away, good or bad, they're molding you into this version that is now speaking to us. They're molding you into that version, and they're showing you contrast. They're showing you what you want in your life, what you don't want. They're giving you an indication about what you want to create more of and what you want to move away from. I feel like that's very important if we're talking about manifestation, if we're talking about you getting really good at manifestation and like manifesting things really quickly and very effortlessly. It's very important for you to be focused on what you want and not what you don't want. This could be going back to that message that we were getting in the very beginning of the reading, like even if manifestation has not revealed itself as a particular skill of yours or an interest of yours, that your future self was saying, look at how you have already been manifesting. I feel like that's important because we're manifesting all the time, even when we don't realize it. So the fact that this message is coming through, to me, it's saying you really do have to be careful about what you are putting your focus and attention on, because you are such a powerful manifester and you're going to become an even more powerful manifester. So you can be manifesting things effortlessly, and there's two sides to that coin. You can manifest exactly what you want effortlessly, which is where you're headed. This is what you're going to be doing. Or you can manifest things that you don't want effortlessly by not even realizing that you're manifesting. So your future self is like, even even when things haven't gone right, or even when you explore, what have I been manifesting in my life, or did I manifest that thing that I didn't like? Is that like, could that be true? Even as you explore that, do not beat yourself up about what may have been manifested already, because it's part of your story. It's part of who you are. And not only is it part of who you are, but it taught you that you want certain things and you don't want other things. Let's say you manifested an apple and you don't really want an apple right now. Maybe you don't really like apples. You manifested it, it was there, you took a bite and you thought, that wasn't what I wanted. I actually wanted an orange. Um, there's no fault in having experienced that apple, because now you know what it tastes like, you know what it looks like, you'll recognize it next time. You'll also know when you want an orange that you want an orange. You'll know that you would rather manifest an orange. So it's all a lesson. It's all a beautiful lesson. It's all unfolding for your highest good, and showing you what you want, what you don't want, what you want to manifest, what you don't want to manifest, and being clear on that as you step into this effortless manifestation is crucial. I feel like this owl and like this idea of wisdom kind of ties back into that clarity, that knowing, that wisdom to be self-aware enough, and to put your focus on what you want in your life is part of that wisdom. Yeah. I get the feeling that this is very interesting. I don't know at what point your future self is coming to us, but your future self seems to have everything that they want, everything that you wanted. So it's giving me like a very comforting energy. They're kind of telling you like how to get there. Um, it's almost like they want to shortcut the process for you to get you to this place a little bit sooner or easier, which is crazy energy, because I feel like timelines are collapsing on me right here as I'm trying to sift through this. It feels almost like your future self is telling you you can get to this point faster than I did, which is crazy because it is you. Um, I feel like you guys are some kind of like quantum physics masters or something. I'm actually getting a little bit tricked out, because time in this reading, time doesn't seem to exist at all, which, I mean, time is a construct, so cool, I can go with it, but it's almost like your future self is like, time does not exist, and you can get to this place of effortless manifestation so fast. Here's what you need to do. That's what it feels like. I don't know if you're like a very direct person or a very I know you're smart. I know you're smart, but I feel like your future self is very direct, very deliberate, and is just like, here's the blueprint. Um, I feel like in a way this future version of yourself has your back, kind of in a way that I've never really seen, or it's almost like your future self is going ahead of you and leading you on this journey. They're also saying, or you're saying, see, this gets kind of confusing. You're saying, they're saying, it is you. They're also saying that some of the stories that you've been told with this tall tale card, some of the stories that you've been told, and believed, you've been told these stories and you've actually believed these stories about yourself aren't true. Some of the beliefs that you might still be carrying with you are outdated. They don't serve you. They're a hindrance to what you're trying to create now. You probably already know this. It's a matter of releasing these things. Um, hmm. It's like a message of make sure, um, yeah, make sure you're asking for what you want. Make sure you're feeling what you want, and not feeling the fear of what you don't want. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is sort of intense. I can't remember if I already said this, but I really am feeling like your future self is saying be very deliberate about what you want. Maybe literally write it out, plan it out. write yourself a letter, write it as if you already have what you want. Put the exact amount of money that you're trying to manifest and saying like, oh, I already have it. Make sure you're doing things that make you feel like that's true. I feel like I'm getting into just a little bit more than I bargained for at this reading. I did not expect this, but like I'm saying, there's something interesting about this energy of your future self, and it's like that this future version of yourself really wants to guide you, really wants to guide you. But I'm shuffling tarot right now. I don't know if they said that. I'm still looking at these cards because it's really pulling me into a story here. We have the Page of Chalices, Page of Cups, the Nine of Swords in reverse, and your next two cards went on the floor. That's good fun. The Three of Swords in reverse, and the King of Coins. Oh my gosh. I can't even get your cards to like settle down. There's so much energy. I almost feel like I'm like buzzing or humming right now. Like my body is buzzing. So I just, wow. Okay. Your future self is like really, really, really freaking abundant. I'll just say really, really abundant. There's definitely financial success in your future, and your future self wants you to know that. This financial success comes when you get super deliberate about what you want to create. So like I was saying, be specific about it. It doesn't have to just be money. This is abundance in every facet of life. You're being led to focus on this creative energy so that you can give birth to new themes in your life. I want to point out that creativity does not just mean that you're really great at drawing or something like that. Creativity is in everything we do. Manifestation is creativity because it is creating new experiences, new outcomes in our life. So this can be purely about manifestation, but it can also have to do with other things in your life, especially if there are creative endeavors that you would like to pursue. You find yourself talking a lot about these things. This really shows me you walking away from old hurts and old fears and anxiety that's been holding you back. We talked about, did we? I can't remember. I remember thinking and I don't remember if I said it. I'm telling you guys, so many messages came through that it was like I would have needed 5 mouths to say it all. That's how I feel. Like it was just so much at once. So with this Shakti energy, this is dealing with the solar plexus chakra, which is a lot about our self-confidence, our self-esteem, our image of self. So we're talking about really having that confidence to believe in yourself, to believe in your future, and to write a different story. This really does start from a place of self-confidence and self-worth, knowing what you want, knowing what you deserve, and being very deliberate about it, not being afraid to ask for it, not being afraid to expect it to come. So the disappointment, the heartbreak, the worry about these things, especially if this is financial worries, because that's a theme that's really coming up. These energies came up in reverse. These energies are something that you're walking away from or that your future self is urging you to step away from. And you're stepping into this King of Coins energy. This is abundant energy. This is boss energy here. This is, to me, the King of Coins has it all. It's not just financial abundance, although that's a huge part of it. The King of Coins has a lot of stability, has has the family, has like he has it on lock. You know, he has everything on lock. Key. He has it on lock. You've got the key. So I think I'm just gonna end it there. This is a lot, you guys. So yes, thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. I absolutely loved your reading. I'm excited for you. I feel like there was a lot of messages. I really hope I did this justice for you guys because I think there was some important stuff here for you. So if you enjoyed this, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again really soon in another reading. Bye. Hi, number 3, if you were drawn to this World card and the Lotus charm, this is going to be your reading. We're going to get messages from your future self. But before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about what messages came through when I was just meditating on the card and the charm that you selected. So I do want to tell you right from the start, your future self is incredibly proud of you. That's the first energy I'm picking up on with this group. You might be at a stage right now where you're trying to create something, bring something into fruition. It might have been something that you struggled with for a while, or that seems like a struggle at times. But I think this is why your future self seems so eager to let you know that you're going to succeed or that this thing is going to happen. I almost have the image of the future you actually showing proof of success or completion. You might be the type of person who really wants proof, or who wants to have all the facts or have all the information, because I feel like your future self knows this. Of course they do, because they are you. And they realize this about you, so they're showing up with receipts. This is funny, you guys. They want you to know that it worked out. So something that you've been working toward or hoping for has worked out, and it's like they're holding up the certificate of completion as proof that you made it. It's like just telling you wouldn't be enough. They're showing you. This could be literally a certificate of some kind, or a degree, a diploma. It could be like a marriage certificate for some of you. There were a couple of other things coming through because I feel like they're waving something and showing you. It's proof. Whatever would prove it to you. It might be a ring, a baby. For some of you, it's a baby. I feel like they are showing up, actually holding in their hands something that proves to you that this did happen. It doesn't have to be anything as formal as a certificate or a degree, but they are showing up with something that proves wish fulfillment, or that proves a job well done. This could have something to do with your business or your family, the expansion of your family. Like I was just saying, I kind of had the image of it actually being a baby, which that might have been a birth certificate, or they're actually showing you a baby. I think for some of you, this is some kind of test result. It might be an exam that you've passed, or you getting a clean bill of health or something like that. The point is, whatever it is that you've accomplished, it's something that at one point might have seemed like a struggle, or it seemed like an uphill climb. And your future self wants you to know that you emerged from the situation beautifully, that you are a whole lot stronger now. Or then, see, this is the interesting thing about doing this reading is trying to figure out where I am in time has been a little bit challenging. So your future self, whatever point in time they're at, they want you to know that you're successful at that point. So I feel like you're being reassured that everything's going to work out. You just have to stick with it and not give up, whatever it is, because they're showing you at that finish line. They're showing you like look what you did. For some reason, like for you guys, I really feel like this is something that you struggle to believe in, or something that you totally gave up on, because the fact that your future self wants to show up with proof is very important to me. It's a very important image. It's like they know you wouldn't believe it unless you saw the proof. And so they are showing it to me. There is proof. So I am going to move this off to the side. And let's start with some oracle cards. I am starting the reading by asking my future self, what is going to change the most for you? So what is changing the most kind of going forward? What big changes can you expect, or what's the most significant change that will happen in your life? Okay, we have number 18. I thought it said 16. Might want to get my eyes checked. Is this focusing? Okay, we have number 18. I'm actually going to pull one more oracle card to kind of support, clarify that energy. Just get a clearer picture on what is changing for you. I'm saying that as, I mean, what have I pulled so far? The clarity card. This is connected to the sun. And I'm like, let's get a clearer picture. Maybe we don't get any clearer than clarity, but let's see. Okay, we have the well. The funny part about this card is, I just have to say this before we get into some of the deeper interpretation of this. Like I was saying, your future self is showing up with proof of a job well done, and I feel like this is a reiteration of this. You have done well. You have succeeded. This might be something that you really question your ability to do. This could be like really intense, rigorous study of something, or you questioning your body's ability to do something, to perform in some way, to heal. It's a business or something you want to create that seems really hard to you, and it's like your future self is like, no, you've done well. This is a job well done. This is an A+. This is a star on your exam or whatever it is. You have done very well. For some of you, this is like graduating with honors or something like that. Like, not only did you complete the thing, but you came out on top. You're like the cream of the crop type of feeling here. So let's get into some of the more abstract interpretation of this. Because this well card is really heavy with water energy, it's making me think that your future self is wanting you to gain some clarity when it comes to an emotional matter, or is showing you that you do gain clarity when it comes to this emotional matter. It's the biggest change that you are experiencing. I do feel like for a lot of you, this is the success of this. So this is either something you've already started working on, or your future self is pointing this out to you for the first time, that gaining clarity on this emotional matter will be helpful. But again, they're coming through with the message of job well done. So this is potentially some healing that you've done, and it is a success. You are able to successfully do that healing. For some of you, this emotional matter has to do with a Leo or another fire sign, but I'm getting really strong Leo energy here. This could be referring to you if you are a Leo. This can also be clarity about how you view yourself, with that kind of Leo energy being the energy of ego or of the self. This can be clarity about who you are, discovering who you are, some of your deeper gifts, or having more confidence in who you are, having a greater knowing in exactly what you have to offer, what you have to bring to a situation, why you should be valued, what your strengths are. I feel like there's a theme of purity here in general. So I want to kind of sift through that energy. Even going back to your starting energy, you selected this lotus, which is really a symbol of purity. The lotus flower being one that emerges from the dirty or mucky kind of, it's mud. It's essentially a flower that emerges from mud. So it can be like a dirty or a mucky situation. It emerges beautiful and bright and pure. So there is this element of purity. Also, the World card, ending out the major arcana, starting things over, wiping the slate clean. That's an image of purity to me as well. Clarity is an image of purity. The sun being a major purifier, and the well being a source of pure and clean water. So really interesting here. This purity, I feel like it could have something to do with clear sight or clear feeling that leads you to this phase of completion that we were talking about earlier. It feels like healing deep emotional wounds, maybe some childhood stuff that is getting cleared away for you. It just feels like there's a lot more space for newness to flow into your life. Something is clearing out and creating a lot more space. Some obstacle, I think, is being removed for you. You're getting over some major hurdle. Some of you are finding this video at a time when you're wondering if you're making any progress or if you'll ever get there. If you'll ever get to where you're trying to get to. ending sentences with prepositions is maybe not the best, but I'm just trying to sort through this energy. So it feels like this question of like, will this ever end, or will I ever reach that next level? And your future self is assuring you that the end is in sight with the World card. It's like you're almost there. I'm having a little bit of a flashback to one of the previous readings, and I already can't remember which one. It might have been reading one. I feel like there was a similar energy of kind of newness, or like you're almost there. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember if it was reading one, but I feel like there might be another message for you to check out in potentially reading one. I feel like the end of the suffering, or the end of a tough cycle or a period of really hard work, really focused attention on something is coming to an end. It's coming to a natural completion. It doesn't feel like an end, like it goes away suddenly, or it just gets stripped away from you. It feels like it comes to a natural completion, like it completes in the way that you envisioned it starting out. And it seems like when you reach this level of completion, it's like lifting the heavy weight off your shoulders, or like gulping down fresh water after a period of being really, really thirsty. This is kind of odd imagery, but I feel like your future self is patting you on the back, and also reassuring you that you're heading in the right direction, that you will reach that goal or that vision that you've had for yourself. You will reach it. Really interesting. I want to get deeper into this. So let's look at some more oracle cards and just see what messages your future self has for you. I just want to say this in case I didn't, because I feel like this is a thought I've been having the whole time. I'm not sure if it ever really came out. When it comes to healing, because I think a lot of this has to do with healing, even if it's about getting to the end of a tough cycle, it does feel like it's healing and transforming you in some way. And I want to say this feels like it's really deep, and it might be something that you're not even sure of at the beginning. Like you're not sure that it will affect you on this deep level, but this clarity that you're gaining, it's like, especially if this is emotional wounds or things that have taken place in the past, it goes so deep. It's like uncovering things from the past that you may have even covered up, forgot about, buried. These things are going to be coming to the surface and cleared away, and you're going to gain a lot of clarity over past issues that maybe you didn't have the answer to. And this can be something concerning your childhood, things that you haven't understood or that you haven't had the answer to. That would not surprise me. That would not surprise me. So let's see what else. Okay. Have Age of the Light. This card says you've been training for this for lifetimes. I do not doubt it. That is, I feel like that kind of puts into words some of this energy that I'm trying to decipher, and why this feels like it goes so deep, why it runs so deep, why you're at this level of completion after such a long journey. Let's see what else. We have Wish on a Star. So much vibe happening here with kind of this starry background in this card, really matching the card, the way the Well card looked. So I feel like there's something significant there. I'm pulling one more card, and then we're gonna like look at this as a whole. Number 9 might be significant to you. I feel like with this 39 and this 18 kind of adding up to a 9, that could be significant for you. So we have the report 3 rest. Okay. Yeah, I feel like for you, number 3, there are some big goals or dreams that you have. Something really big, even if this is in terms of transformation that you would like to make or that you are making during this lifetime. I feel like it's something really big and something that you've been working toward for a while. And with this Age of the Light card coming out, it makes me think that you could have been working on this transformation or integrating these things even over several lifetimes. And that's why you feel it so intensely this time around, because it's been a major theme for you. I feel like telling you that this is the lifetime that you get it. And it's kind of an odd thing to say to someone, because even if we can faintly remember previous lifetimes, we don't fully carry all of the weight of that with us. So it's not like we're not typically going through life being like, oh my gosh, I've been doing this for so long. This is my 5th lifetime trying to figure this out. You know, like we don't typically do that or say that, or feel that. But it does feel like there's a piece of you that kind of knows that. There's a piece of you that knows, like, I was sent here to, or I chose to come into this experience to solve this, to integrate this, to heal this wound. So I feel like there are wounds being healed for you that are wounds that were opened up during this lifetime, and then even some that were opened up before this lifetime. But this feels like a lot of your goals have something to do with your life purpose, that it fulfills your life purpose in some way, or it's a key element to the fulfillment of your life purpose. This is something your soul has been moving toward, potentially even, like I was saying, for lifetimes. So this is kind of big. And your future self is letting you know that your wish has been granted. This Wish upon a Star card. I think your future self is coming from a place of being in possession of the outcome that you want. So it's like they're telling you for sure, we've got it. And I think that's why they were showing up in the beginning, like holding the proof. I want you, honestly, to close your eyes and imagine yourself having whatever this thing is. And it might be multiple things, but just pick one for this first time. I feel like just pick the thing that you want the most and imagine yourself showing up with proof of it being done. Holding that certificate, as I was like seeing before, holding that certificate, holding something that would prove that it happened. I just feel like that's what your future self wants you to do, and wants to reassure you like it happened. They want you to know, or you want you to know, I don't know, this is very confusing, that everything is going to work out. You don't need to worry about this. Everything is going to be okay. I'm really getting this image of a wishing well here with this wish upon a star in the well. That might be what that connection that I was picking up on was. So this is obviously something that you've prayed for, something that you've dreamed of. Some of you may have literally tossed a coin into a fountain or something like that to make a wish, or it's been the wish that you have made when you've blown out your birthday candles, something like that. Your future self is telling you that that sometimes you need to kind of take a step back and not worry about this so much. It's okay for you to have a little bit of fun. It's okay for you to live your life in the meantime while you're waiting for this. It's fine because you've got it. It's already done. They're also telling you to be mindful about the amount of energy you're putting in, because it's like sometimes you're overdrafting your account. You're spending energy that you don't have. Yeah. Yeah, this is a key. This is something that they're really pointing out. Do not exhaust yourself in pursuit of this thing, because you don't have to try this. You don't have to try like that hard, and you don't have to wear yourself out. So for some of you, that message may resonate. I'm also picking up on another message here. This could mean that a period of rest is coming up for you when you reach this certain milestone, or you reach this level of completion, or whatever it is. There might be an opportunity for you to rest after this job well done. Your future self is pointing out the need for you to rest, to recuperate, to restore your energy. They're actually saying don't miss the opportunity to rest and recharge, almost like they know that you're the type of person that could overlook it, or that can always come up with something that needs to be done, even when you're supposed to just be taking it easy. So if there is an opportunity coming up for you, take it. Even if you don't know about it when it presents itself, take that opportunity. Be okay with it. We're gonna have a free day today. We're gonna just chill today. Be okay with it. This could have something to do with travel for you, because you were drawn to the World card. So this might even have to do with a vacation where you're able to recharge or kind of step away from the day-to-day stuff. This could also be an indication of getting good rest before your trip. So somehow maybe resting or restoring your energy is important before you go on your trip, if this is about a vacation. But somehow I do think that resting is being highlighted here, and travel is being highlighted here, and they might be connected. They might not be connected. This might be just about your travels. These goals that you're working toward might have to do with travel, or traveling, relocating, something like that might be a major theme for it. It could even be just something that comes up in connection with a goal. Like maybe every time you think about this thing that you want, you also think that you would probably move, or that moving might be in the cards for you when this thing happens. So those things might be related. Take that as it resonates. We've all got our own stuff going on, but for a lot of you, there's an opportunity to rest here, and your future self is urging you to take it. I'm also noticing a lot of star imagery here, so maybe paying attention to the stars. Maybe your astrological placements is going to be important. We've got stars all over this well card, all over this wish upon a star card, and actually the name star here. And then we have a shooting star here on the rest card. So this might be kind of an important theme for you. I'm getting the feeling that your future self is really referencing deep things here. Something very deep for you, deep emotions, things that have been a theme in your life for a long time. I'm getting the feeling that your future self is highlighting healing in these areas that have been with you for a long time, been a theme for a long, long time. Let's look at some tarot. What's funny about this energy is that it's like your future self is showing you that like huge things happened, even things that you may have lost belief in, and they have proof of it coming to fruition in your life. And at the same time, they're saying, don't stress, don't worry, don't overdo it, and don't exhaust yourself. So this can be, to me, it's a very comforting message, because it's really saying like, you don't have to try so hard all the time. You can allow yourself a break. You don't have to work so hard always. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm gonna have to move all of this up so that you can see, but yeah, these, okay. Let's rearrange. Wow. So, your future self is talking a lot about celebration after challenges, which I think has been kind of a theme here, but there's definitely celebration. It's not just proof of you having this thing, it's a party as well, with this Four of Wands energy. For some of you, this can have to do with your home life or creating a happy home. This can even be about returning home to celebrate with like with the people, maybe people in your family or people you grew up around. This can even be like a move back home for those of you that's an appealing idea. Like maybe you want to move back to your hometown, or that's been a goal of yours or something like that. But I do see you celebrating with people who are close to you, whether that's in your hometown or somewhere else. You're celebrating something. Here's something very strange. This is obviously only for some of you, but I'm getting a sports vibe here. Like maybe someone wishing to become a professional athlete or something like that. Back to this idea of the Age of the Light card says you've been training for this for a lifetime. So this can be something that you trained for or something you conditioned yourself for. The image came through as an athlete, maybe an athlete like getting their big break after a lot of hard work, but it absolutely doesn't have to be an athlete. Just sort of use that imagery because it might apply to something in your life, something that you feel that you've trained yourself for, that you've conditioned yourself for. This can be strength or endurance that you have built up even mentally. So it doesn't have to be a physical expression of this, but it did come through as an athlete. And when I think of an athlete, especially like a high level professional athlete, I think of someone who is very, wow, I feel like I don't even have the vocabulary. Somebody who is extremely focused and determined both mentally and physically. Somebody who knows how to channel their energy, who knows how to believe in themselves, who knows how to see the outcome before it has happened, because all of this is crucial when it comes to sports. Like you have to see yourself scoring that goal. You have to see yourself being the best. To be very successful. And I feel like that's the kind of energy that is swimming all around this reading, is this energy of like, you have prepared for this, you have trained, you have conditioned yourself, you have studied, you have done the work, you have researched, you have stayed up late at night, you may have even put yourself in some very uncomfortable positions to get here. And when you do finally reach this, the celebration is on, and your future self is saying at that point, rest. And even while you're doing this, try to find a state of rest somewhere in there so that you don't drain yourself. Wow, okay. This athlete analogy won't go away, because I feel like even with the resting, it's super important. So anyone who is like involved in any kind of, let's say like training, bodybuilding or something like that, it's like the effort that you put in out on the field while you're practicing, or in the gym while you're lifting weights, whatever it might be. This can even be mental. The effort that you put in is important. The rest that you put in is equally as important. You cannot build and grow that muscle if you don't give the muscle time to rest and repair and recover. You can't go on forever. That resting time is where the growth happens. That resting time is the magic. So Yeah, that's a message from your future self. I feel like there are so many ways to interpret that, but you have to kind of apply it to your own situation and just realize that a lot of the growth that's going to happen in you is in that time that you ease up on yourself, in that time that you give yourself time to let everything integrate, even if this is knowledge. You can't cram knowledge in all the time. Sometimes it really helps for you to just get quiet and let all of it kind of settle in. Let the integration happen, because that's when you truly have it. That's when it has truly become a part of you. Oh, these readings, they're intense. I feel like you guys must be intense, because a theme is that your future self is very, very intense, very insightful, very wise. So this cannot be just something that you develop magically out of the blue. This is like, this is you. This is who you are. You have all of this knowledge inside of you, and you know what's right for you. You know what to do. Sometimes as human beings, we don't always do what we know we're supposed to do, but you have this knowledge inside of you. Um, we talked about some sort of cycle ending and you starting out on a new journey. And we have the Fool card here. So that is confirmation that you're going to be starting again, starting over, building something new. You've reached this level of completion and now you're on to something new. And this doesn't feel like leaving something behind per se. It feels like graduating. It feels like moving on from something because it has been completed, it has been fully realized, and now you're starting on a new journey. So your future self is coming through and saying, this period is almost over and you're about to start something so so beautiful and so fulfilling. Yeah, this is confirmation that you're going to be able to move into a new cycle. You're going to be able to take that next step. The next phase you're finding is very abundant. You're finding a lot of support. You're maybe even finding family, which is an odd way to put that, but this could be establishing deeper connections with family, maybe building a family of your own, like a chosen family. Some of you might be relocating and kind of like starting over in terms of building up that support system and really feeling like you have people who are there for you, who care for you, who are involved in your life. There's actually a couple of references to family here, so I feel like this is important. We were talking about healing deep trauma and potentially childhood wounding, so that might be tied to that. But yeah, I'm seeing a couple of references about family. I'm seeing a lot of abundance. I'm seeing a lot of maturity. I'm seeing a lot of growth for you. Yeah, I think that's it. Number 3. Wow. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you liked this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye. Number 4, if you were drawn to the Hanged Man card and this key charm, this is going to be your reading. We're going to get messages from your future self. But before we get into it, I want to talk a little bit about some of the messages that were coming through as I was meditating on the card and the charm that you selected. So right off, I'm getting a message about an opportunity that you waited for. I feel like some of you may have put something on hold while you searched for answers, or while you waited for an opportunity to come your way. Your future self is kind of sending the message that the wait was worth it. So it's almost like a feeling of the delay being a blessing in disguise in some way. Or this could be something that you have deliberately slowed down or taken more time to think about, and your future self is saying that that was the right decision. This can also be about opportunities or events lining up in a perfect way, in kind of like an element of divine timing at play. To me, this is saying that even if something feels stalled or it feels delayed, it's actually unfolding that way for a very specific reason. And your future self wants you to know that the time it takes for this seed to sprout, is nothing for you to worry about. It's nothing for you to stress over because it's all happening exactly as it should. It's unfolding perfectly and beautifully in your life. I feel like your future self is also highlighting something that has shifted for you going forward. There might be a particular event that makes you like trust divine timing more. Um, but it looks like the future version of you doesn't feel as rushed to make decisions. It's like you don't feel pressured or you don't feel urgency around things that you would like to have in your life, things that you would like to create in your life. There's no urgency around it. Um, and really, this message is that I'm hearing learned from experience. You learned this from experience, meaning that you experienced firsthand that the best course of action will be revealed to you. Um, it's like you've seen something that let you know that sometimes a bit of inner reflection or even things that seem like delays, that sometimes that's just the process of things lining up in your favor. You've kind of seen this, you've experienced this firsthand. So there's not so much of a rush, there's no panic, there's no urgency. Your future self is in flow and is allowing the universe to kind of unlock and open doors for you. We have this theme of the key, which actually came up in one of the other readings. I think reading two. I'm for some reason today I can't remember. I can't remember which is which, but this theme of the key came up in another reading, and I think it was the second reading, so you might want to check that out. But this does feel like the energy of the universe unlocking doors for you. And I think that what's happening here is you may have already experienced this, or it might be something that you are going to experience, something that you waited a long time for, and it seemed hard at the time. It seemed like, why am I having to wait so long? Why won't this happen for me? Why do things not work out for me? When it does work out for you, or when it did, if this has already happened, you saw how there was something so beautiful about how it unfolded. You actually saw the moving parts in retrospect. You saw that couldn't have happened any faster because this thing had to happen and that thing had to happen and I had to meet this person and I had to go to that place, and like you started to put the pieces together and you realized, oh, so it all works out the way it's supposed to, even if it seems like it's taking a long time. To me, it seems like a long time, but to the universe, it's like a half a second, and it's like things are being put in place for you. So I do feel like um, there's this calm energy that your future self is wanting to show you, wanting you to experience. You can be calm, you can be at ease because things are working out as they should. So let's move this to the side. We'll see how all of this plays into the rest of your reading. I'm actually going to dive into some oracle cards now and ask your future self what's going to be changing for you going forward. What is the biggest change that you're going to experience going forward? Let's see. What's the biggest change for number 4? Oh, number 21, boundaries. Okay. Are you developing some boundaries? Are you drawing a line in the sand about some things? One more oracle card. I'm going to just get something to support that energy, help clarify that a little bit. Well, yeah. What's with this boundaries card? What can we add to that? No. Reem. Okay. Biggest change. Let's get into this. That's interesting energy. What's changing for you the most is that you know what you want to give your energy and focus to, and you know what you no longer want to give your energy and focus to or your attention to. You're learning to set boundaries with people in your life, maybe with events in your life. You're learning where to draw the line. So it could be maybe your work tends to creep over into like all of your personal time or all of the free time that you have. You're always working, something like that. This can also be, I'm kind of getting the message for some of you that it feels sometimes like you're always um, working to bring somebody else's goals to fruition, but you don't have enough time left over to focus on your own aspirations. So this is about limiting or completely eliminating things from your life that aren't good for you or that aren't serving you. It's like gaining the ability to recognize when things aren't serving you anymore. Um, what else do I want to say about that? I feel like there's a little bit of strength and like a backbone being developed here. It's the biggest change. Not that you didn't have a backbone going forward, but it's like there might have been some little straggly, is that a word? Some residual, let's go with real words here, some residual energy of things that you've been hanging on to that you need to let go of. So maybe you've had or you've developed boundaries in a lot of areas of your life, but there's certain areas or there's certain people where these boundaries have not been well established. This is the biggest change you're making, and it's going to make the biggest difference in your life when you tell that person or that thing. It's your boss, some of you. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. When you tell that person or that thing that no, like actually that's not gonna happen. Actually, that's my time and I'm not gonna spend it doing that thing for you. I'm sorry. Like I feel like some of these boundaries are coming into place for you. Actually, that's not in my job description. Like actually, I'm not getting paid for that. I'm not doing it. I feel like for some of you, this is the case. This ring, it's such interesting energy here too. And I want to like try to hit on all the different ways that this makes sense to me, all the ways it's coming through, because I think it's going to resonate differently for all of you. This ring card also speaks to me about boundaries too, because if you think about putting a ring around something, even like putting a circle of salt around something as a form of energetic protection, the ring creates boundaries. Inside the ring is everything you hold dear. Outside the ring is the other stuff. The other stuff can be bad. The other stuff can be neutral. Maybe you're indifferent to it, but it's the stuff that you're not spending your energy on as much. And there's a clear distinction about this. There's a clear distinction being made about what you're spending your energy on and what you're not spending your energy on. And you're being deliberate and you're being specific about it. For some of you, this could indicate that what's changing for you is a relationship, especially a marriage or a highly committed connection. For some, this is about being solely focused on one person. Like all other options are cut off. You're not entertaining any other offers. This is a symbol of full commitment to me. So this can be somebody making a full commitment to you, a proposal coming your way. It can be just like agreeing that something is going to be exclusive. And so this boundaries really feels like really it's the same energy. What's inside the ring is yours. What's outside the ring, you're not really caring so much about. So this is about a relationship. Inside the ring is the thing that you're devoted to, the person that you have your attention on, the person that you're making this commitment to. Outside the ring is everyone else, all those other opportunities that you're no longer interested in, you're no longer entertaining because you're in a state of full commitment. Some of you, this could represent the end of a relationship that's no longer working for you. I wouldn't take that as like something to worry about. This to me, because this boundaries card is so empowering, this is about you putting boundaries in place that you have known need to be there. Like we were talking about, like this boss that is always overstepping, this boss that's always asking you to do things that are outside of your job description or that are past the hours of operation, and you went with it and now you're putting boundaries in place. Like, I'm not doing that anymore. So if this is the end of a relationship, this is about a boundary of you saying, I'm not doing that anymore. That sucks. So this isn't a relationship that you would want. This is a relationship that you've known isn't really great for you anymore. And you're putting a boundary up and not entertaining that anymore. It's like you're closed off to this person, if that's what it's about. Um, yeah. It's really that thought and contemplation, that energy of the hanged man. It's that energy, that magic of the delay that we were talking about before that leads you to this point of putting in these boundaries. Even if the delay has been frustrating for you, even if it felt like it was taking too long, it's like that delay led you to the point where you know exactly what's worth your time and what's not. You know exactly where you want to draw the line on things, and what you want to put your attention on, what's inside the ring, what's outside the ring. So, um, what I'm seeing here is there's magic in the delay, and that the biggest thing that's changing for you is that you have boundaries. So yes, try to apply that to your situation. I hope I'm saying that clearly enough, but if it's taking way too long and it's irritating, realize that this time of contemplation that you have is what's letting you kind of think things through. It's letting you get a good vibe on something and really feel like you know what you want to do. Even if you, let's say you stayed at the job way too long, and like you're to the point of extreme frustration because you are just so fed up. You have just had it all the way up to here, and you can't see where I'm. You can't see where here is, but you know where it is. You've had it all the way up to there with this thing, and so you're like frustrated. Like, why is this taking so long? Why am I taking so long? Why are things panning out for me so that I can get out of here? You can relate this to a relationship or whatever, but just realize that time that you've been thinking about it, it's letting you gain a lot of clarity about what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept. It's showing you exactly what your move is. And I think that's important because when you go to put these boundaries in place, you never, like, I feel like we as people, as humans, we hesitate to put boundaries in place when we're not sure that we want that boundary there. Like, we're not sure that it can be firm. We're thinking, ooh, do I want to, what if I put that boundary there and then I want to take the boundary down and the auction is gone? You're not going to feel like that because you spent enough time thinking and contemplating. You already know it's not right for you. So the biggest change is you not just knowing when something isn't right for you, but acting on the knowledge that something isn't right for you, putting up that boundary. I love this energy, actually. Let's get more messages. Okay. Oh, we have trust the nickel. Of course we do. I just said, you already know. Yeah. I'm gonna pull from 2 more decks, and then we're gonna talk about it all together. The trust the niggle card says, what is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So what is that feeling trying to tell you? And to me, that's the energy of you being in that hanged man position, kind of mulling that question over. What's that feeling trying to tell me? What is it saying to me? What am I supposed to know from this? What am I supposed to learn from this? One more. We had Beyond the Ordinary number 45 coming out. What other messages do you have for number 4? We have pleasure. That is such a sensual card. I can't ignore that. I also can't ignore the way that this sensual card looks next to this deep red color. It's kind of hot. So for some of you, this might have something to do with a romantic connection, about commitment, someone that brings you a lot of pleasure in all aspects of your relationship. I can't ignore that. So I'm saying that. Yeah, your future self wants you to know that you can trust your intuition. You can trust that feeling. And also, if you took a long time to put the boundary in place, it's cool. Like, I feel like your future self is like, it's cool. That was kind of the energy of don't worry if this delay has been just going on and on forever. Even if the delay was purely caused by you being hesitant to act, by you being a little bit afraid to make that move to set a boundary, even if it was all caused by you and it wasn't even like any outside circumstances that weren't lining up for you, although for most of you it's probably a combination of the two, your future self is like, it's cool. Don't worry about it. That time that it was taking to sort this out, it was helping you get clear. It was helping you either realize how much you wanted this thing or how much you didn't want that other thing. It was helping you know that. So it's totally cool. And you probably have had a little bit of, it's not a little. It's not a little. You've had some you've had some indication, you've had a nagging feeling about something trying to get through to you for a while about what boundaries you needed to put in place. And I do want to reiterate this idea of boundaries. It doesn't always have to just mean what you are trying to get away from, or what you're trying to get away from you. Like, that's not the only way that boundaries come into play or are important, because boundaries also keep things sacred. They keep certain things that are important to us protected. They make space for them. They make room. They give energy to the things that are important to them. So this could be a matter of something that you really want to devote more time to, but because you haven't established firm boundaries around other areas of your life or other things that are going on in your life, you can't ever get to the thing that you're trying to do. For some of you, like I was kind of picking up on in the beginning, it kind of feels like for a lot of you, you need to devote more time to what you want to be doing. And less time to what someone else wants you to be doing. It's kind of like I'm trying to sort through this. But you just might have a lot of different things tugging on you. I can't tell if this is a particular person or people that like to kind of use up your time and your energy in pursuit of their own goals or dreams, or if this is just a matter of like, there's a lot going on in your life and there's a lot of things pulling you in many different directions. So it's hard to decipher where your time and energy should go. Maybe sometimes you feel like you're just kind of treading water and not getting to the heart of it. But this is showing me, I love this message here, and I like that it came out for what's changing the most for you, because even if this is something you've struggled with for a long time, it's going to change. You're going to figure out how to give your attention to what you want to the things that bring you pleasure, the things that bring you joy, the things that remind you why you are here having this this 3D experience, having this human experience. You're gonna figure out how to do that. That's what this is showing me. Delegation. I just keep hearing delegation. So for some of you, delegating tasks to other people is going to be really important to you, because you don't have to do every single thing for it to get done. So I'm just going to say this, and then I'm going to get off of this, because I feel like I'm going off on a tangent, but I also feel like this message did not just pop into my head for no reason. So I feel like I need to say it. Some of you need to think about what really needs to get done by you and what could easily get done by someone else, and realize that you don't necessarily win any points for struggling to get things done that could easily be done by someone else. So let's say you could, this is a really crazy example, please bear with me here, but let's say you could spend your whole day cleaning your windows, and it needs to get done. The windows are dirty. They need to be cleaned, but there's like so much important stuff that needs to happen, or there's something that you really, really want to accomplish, but then you waste your whole day cleaning windows and you're kind of frustrated. Well, you could have potentially hired somebody to clean those windows, because it doesn't really matter whether you cleaned them or someone else cleans them. The point is they needed to be cleaned. It might be that someone else in your family could take care of it or something like that, but just please apply this to however it makes sense to you. It's sort of like Sometimes these are boundaries and we don't recognize them as boundaries. Sometimes just saying, I don't really have to do that, it just has to get done, is a boundary that you have to establish. I'm not going to use my time to do that. That's not inside the circle. That's not in the ring. It just needs to happen, but it's not one of my areas of focus and attention, is sort of the message. So yes. Let's see what else is here before we look at the tarot. I feel like because there's this feeling of like trusting this niggling feeling that's inside of you, I do feel like if you're feeling strongly pulled towards something or someone, you're feeling like that for a reason, and that's really important. Your future self is like saying, hey, like this was not by accident, this is for a reason. They're telling you to gather up everything that's precious to you and to stick it in the ring. Put it in the ring of protection, nurture it. Um, it's really okay to take time to decide exactly how you feel about this, or to plan out exactly what nurturing this thing or these things would look like. But once you've gained that clarity, it's really time to start eliminating or limiting the things that don't fall within the sacred ring. It's like your future self is calling out, because most of you, I get the feeling that you do already know what belongs inside the ring and what belongs outside the ring, but because of maybe a feeling of obligation, or because of fear, or because of a habit, you find yourself doing things that you don't feel like bring you the joy that you're looking for. So your future self wants you to move toward that pleasure, move toward the thing or the things that feel extraordinary, because you have this beyond the ordinary card. It's like, you know, you weren't meant for an average life or to have average connections or average relationships. You want something that's kind of a step above that. And it's not like you think that your vision or your dream is bigger or better than anyone else's. It's not like you would ever put down someone else's vision, but it's just that you wanted something that felt suited to you. I don't know why I said that. No, you wanted something that felt suited to you. So I feel like that's what's extraordinary. That's what's beyond the ordinary, is that the norm or someone else's dream just doesn't fit for you. You want something that's exactly for you. Yeah, you feel it. Like, yeah, your future self is saying that you know when something's right for you because you get a feeling about it. And to not let anyone talk you out of that feeling. Yes. Okay. I think that's going back to the boundaries. I think some of you need to establish boundaries with someone in your life, or with anyone in your life that doesn't believe in your vision, because you wanted something that was suited for you, and really no one else can speak on that. They don't know what is perfect for you, what is right for you, what fits your vibe exactly. So anyone who wants to speak negatively about these things, or who wants to make you doubt yourself, a boundary needs to be drawn with them, whether that's limiting or eliminating. It's, the head choice is up to you. Some people, you need to limit their presence in your life. Other people, they they can go. They can just go completely. But that's up to your own discernment. Um, but yeah, the fact that they brought up someone who tries to talk you out of it, um, and that it's a feeling, it's something that you actually feel in your body. You feel when something's right. It's that niggling feeling. That's what that card is talking about. You actually feel that it's right for you, so you have this deep knowing. It's deeper than any kind of intellectual or logical knowing you could ever possibly have, because it's something that you feel in your soul. And anyone who tries to talk you out of that feeling needs to have a boundary. They probably fall outside the ring, or you need to tell them that you're not interested in hearing what they have to say about your own goals, or this thing that you want to bring into your life. So let's look at the tarot. beyond the ordinary. I feel like your future self is saying that, like, um that what you're experiencing in this future, this point in time, is something that is beyond what is typical, what is normal. Much better than that, much more connected to. I feel like there's some form of like integration, or some kind of holistic quality to your life that's just beyond the ordinary. It's beyond what people think as normal. A lot of people think life has to look just like this. You get up and you do these certain things, and this is how your day goes, how your life goes, how life in general goes. And it's like, for you, that's just not the case. It is just not the case. You have the world. You have the world. I feel like this, right after saying that, it's kind of like, yeah, you have the world. You have the option of you have endless options. You have the possibility of having the world at your fingertips. Okay. Six of Swords. I had to look at that for a minute. I was like, what card is this? Six of Swords. Let's see if we can get just two more cards. Ooh. Queen of Wands. Three of Wands. Okay. Fire energy here. Kind of like capping the reading. So, you know what I feel like? I just feel like your future self is saying the world is your oyster. Number 4. Like, your passions are going to take you far in this world. That's precisely why you should not listen to anyone who has anything to say about it, because, gosh, I hope this doesn't sound rude, but if someone is trying to talk you out of your dream or this feeling that you have, look at what they have in their life. And, in some cases, if you look, you might find like, okay, I do want to listen to this person because they are creating exactly what I want. But if this person has not created the ideal scenario for you, then there's really no reason to listen to them, because they can't actually give you instructions on how to do that when they don't know. They have never done it before. So take that into account. Your future self is like, your options are endless once your boundaries are firm. There might be an opportunity to travel related to like either a person or a thing that brings you a lot of pleasure. Going back to this, because this can be a person. So this world card could indicate travel related to that. A huge message that I'm seeing here is that creating boundaries allows for a lot of expansion, even though at first the idea of creating a boundary can seem like it's creating restriction. Like inside the ring, we're limited to the ring. But what I feel like your future self is saying is like, don't get tricked by the idea that that ring is going to limit you, because what it's going to do is it's going to magnify, highlight, enlarge, what other words can I come up with for this? It is going to allow for expansion of all of the things that you hold dear, all of the things that made it into the sacred ring. It's not restrictive energy. It's actually expansive energy. It's kind of like if you say no to something, it seems like you're cutting off possibilities, but in reality, you're allowing for that growth and for that expansion in the areas that that you're gonna filter and you're gonna redirect that energy into. So yes, this is how it's coming through. Whatever's inside the ring. Well, first of all, for some of you, because these boundaries aren't in place, there may be no ring. So it's just everything. But when we put the boundary in place, it separates it separates what we're paying attention to, what we're not paying attention to. And I feel like for a lot of you, a lot of your focus has been going in a lot of different directions. And so it almost feels like you don't have enough time, you don't have enough hours in the day. But once you have put these boundaries in place and you're only focusing on the things that fell within the ring, then you have a lot more time because you've taken down the number of things that you have to put your attention on. So your future self is telling you that eliminating all the things that really don't matter that much or that don't bring you a whole lot of joy is really going to help you to be able to filter more time and energy into the things that do. And then also showing you that the world is at your fingertips once you have done this. If you say no to one thing, you're going to have time for something else. And also what's really important here is they're saying focus on the things that bring you pleasure, but also things that make you shine with this Queen of Wands energy, things that make you shine, things that make you vibrant, things that call attention to you, because this is really showing you stepping into this Queen of Wands energy. You might be a fire sign. You might not. It's really more about embodying this energy. I'm just noticing how on this card, like the cat on the Queen of Wands, and this card is a big old lion. So this is really showing like ferocity. Like there's something, it's like you're unstoppable, and it's also reminding me of the Strength card. So this is like showing a lot of strength and dedication, inner will and devotion when it comes to making these changes in your life. Giving me some Leo energy. Interesting. I feel like your future self is just letting you know that these things that bring you pleasure are also the things that others take pleasure in. This is coming out so convoluted, but how can I explain this? If you love, I'll just use an example. If you love to paint, people love looking at your paintings. People love buying your artwork. People love experiencing the world through your lens. Apply that to whatever it is that you love to do, or people that you love to be around. They love being around you. It's like this reciprocal energy. So it's really a message of focus on that pleasure, because you are actually providing pleasure, you're providing entertainment, you're providing enlightenment to all those around you. Anyone who experiences what you're putting out, they're going to love it so much because you love it. And that's your indication of like where you're going to make the biggest impact. Yeah. Yeah, this just shows you moving. Yeah, you're moving. Six of Wands energy after the Hanged Man. So, and a lot of planning here, and like, putting these plans into action with the Three of Wands. So, if that delay has been irritating, don't worry. Like I told you, your future self is like, it's cool. Don't worry. You're moving right along. So yeah. I think I'm going to go ahead and end your reading there. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me read your cards. If you did like this reading, if you resonated with any of these messages, don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment down below, and hit that subscribe button if you feel like it. And hopefully I will see you again really soon in another reading. Bye.